Hi, I'm Movie Man. I'm an octopus who reviews movies, and today's review is going to be on
Godzilla -1.
Now, this is a film which I've been looking at for quite a short bit of time now. I heard about it alright, I saw the trailer and everything, and I thought it looked like a great film. But what really made me want to check it out was when I heard that it was actually being released in cinemas in Ireland on December 15th. The moment I heard that, I knew straight away that I just had to see this film. I mean, granted, I am a huge fan of all the MonsterVerse movies, but now we're seeing a Godzilla movie from his actual home country. This was definitely going to be one to check out. Not to mention, like all the reviews that I was seeing for it were just people were saying it was absolutely amazing. People were just saying it was a brilliant film, and well, that just made me even more excited to watch it. So yeah, now after seeing all these highly positive reviews, I finally went to see the film today. And what do I think of it? Okay, so before we get to my review, I just want to quickly tell you guys a funny story that happened when I went to see it. Now, you may know already everything that happened if you follow my community posts. Then you may know what happened, but for those of you that don't know, I'm gonna tell you guys what happens because it is a really funny story. Oh, it was nearly 2:30, which was the time the film was meant to be on. And basically, so the movie was starting, right? But then it came up, because before every time I go see a film, before it starts, they have the Irish Film Classification Office's rating for it, and I knew already that the film was 12A, but they had it up, Elf PG, and so then we were all just wondering, what, huh? But we figured maybe it was just a simple accident. But anyways, so then the film started, but then it just started playing some random logos, and we were all quite confused. And then the movie that came on was Elf. The one from 20 years ago, Will Ferrell, the one we watch every Christmas. They started playing Elf, and I could literally just hear all around me. Everyone in the cinema was just going, "What? I thought we were going to see Godzilla." I was wondering, maybe did we walk into the wrong room? But no, we were in the right room. But they were playing a completely different movie to the film paid to see. So it was all very confusing. Or all just going like, what's going on? Some people actually walked out of there, and everything to see what's going on, and it turns out they played the wrong movie. So they turned. So it was only like the start of Elf. They just quickly turned it off, and then they started playing. Then they had to turn on the actual movie, but the thing is now they didn't just straight away turn on Godzilla -1. They turned on like all the ads and all the trailers. Oh, by the way, the trailers that they played before the film were Mean Girls, Ferrari, and Dune Part 2. But yeah, so anyway, but eventually the film came on, and we were all fine with it as long as we actually got to watch our movie. Then it was all okay. But that was not where it ended, because then I think it was like that was happening like I think over an hour into the film. So if you guys have seen any like trailers for this film or know a good bit about the movie, then obviously you'll know that this movie it's a Japanese film with like English subtitles. So it's a subtitle movie. So this happens like it was over an hour into the film, and I was really into it and stuff, and then next thing I noticed, like the subtitles weren't coming on the screen, and like we were all I noticed, and I was like, wait, where did the subtitles go? And it remained like that for a few minutes. Like they had a whole scene where like there was no subtitles, and I mean it wasn't like too harsh. I could get a vague understanding of what was going on in the scene, but it was a little bit confusing not having the subtitles, so it was very weird. And then next thing, the lights all just came on. Yeah, so basically, their servers shut down, and that's why there was no subtitles being played. So they had to bring in like another they had to call their IT, stuff to like get it all fixed. Yeah, so for I think about maybe 20 minutes, I think the film wasn't being played and stuff. I think some people left and like went to get refunds and stuff. But eventually they had to replay that whole scene again with the subtitles. But honestly, I didn't really mind it very much. I didn't mind the fact that I had to watch the same scene again twice. It was personally, I thought it was worth it. Because they had the subtitles back, and thankfully we didn't face any other issues after that. But yeah, with both of those having happened, it was just so funny, honestly. But yeah, so that was all the very interesting stuff that happened at the cinema. With all that out of the way, let's get on to the review. So first off, the cinematography in this film is honestly amazing in my opinion. Like, I think this movie, it's shot brilliantly in my opinion, and I think it does a great job of like really showing the scope of everything. they show the full scale of Godzilla. They do a great job of showing like the huge scope of all these battles. And yeah, I thought it was honestly a very well shot movie. Um, I thought cinematography here was fantastic. The editing in this film also was just brilliant. This movie has, without a doubt, some of the best editing I've seen in a film all year. It's like it just it was fantastic. Like, because you got a bunch of films that just be quick cutting through things, but honestly, this film it did a great job. Just it took time to really focus on all of its shots before coming to the next one. Yeah, I think it did a great job with what editing shows do. So yeah, I thought the editing was fantastic. Now for the pace in this film. This is this is like a moderately a kind of a long film with at 2 hours and 5 minutes. I think well that is a good enough runtime for this film. And well, it definitely did feel like a long movie, but I didn't mind the long enough runtime, because I thought the pacing here was just brilliant. It went through all of its scenes very well, did not rush or drag through a single thing. It dedicated its time to all of these numerous scenes. Yeah, I thought like the pace in this film, well, it was brilliant. Now, granted, I know I said this did feel like a long movie, because we were honestly in that cinema for longer than we should have been. But that was for obvious reasons. With the two very big stuff that happens during there. But I didn't mind. I mean, because I was happily sat there watching the film, so I didn't mind the fact that we were in there for a good while. So yeah, I thought the pace here was just brilliant. The sounds music in the film. Now, the sound effects in this movie are brilliant. Like, all of Godzilla's roars, Godzilla stomps. It's honestly just real. It is brilliant. And like the numerous like the sounds of all the missiles going off at the ginormous lizard is amazing. Honestly, I think this film, without a doubt, has some of the best sound effects in any film this year. And the score in this film, I have to say, I thought the score in this movie was amazing. It really did a great job at, bringing you into the film. It really brought, like the intensity to everything. And they even plays like the classic Godzilla theme in this film. I thought it was just amazing when they did that. Yeah, the soundtrack in this film was just amazing. Now I've gotta say, the visual effects in this movie, like Godzilla's design in this film is brilliant. Like they really they did a great job with Godzilla's design. I thought the effects of him were outstanding, and they did such a great job with, like all the destruction scenes and stuff. And the fact that this movie only has a budget of merely 15 million, that just makes it even more impressive. Like, I mean, the fact that earlier this year we've had movies like The Flash and The Expendables 4, which have had budgets like way bigger than this film, and yet then their visual effects just looks like ass compared to this. I mean, I honestly think it is a crime that movies with budgets of hundreds of millions look worse than a movie with a budget of less than 100 million. Yeah, I thought the visual effects in the movie were just superb. Now, as for the characters, what's interesting is that despite this movie being called Godzilla -1, Godzilla himself isn't actually on screen for a good amount of it, because the majority of the film is dedicated to it's like a human drama story. But I've got to say it was a very engaging human drama story. The film focuses on our main human protagonist, Koichi Shikishima, and I've got to say Koichi made for such an engaging protagonist. Like, he was such a brilliant character to follow in this film. The movie shows a lot of his character and how he was having to deal with his Godzilla encounter. Like, he made for such an engaging protagonist to follow, and you became very engaged in his story, and he was just so easy to root for, and his actor, without a doubt, did a fantastic job really becoming his character. So I got to say, Koichi was a great protagonist. We have like a group of other characters in the film, like we have like his partner, his child, and these three friends on a boat we have these three men on a boat who's friendly with him, and there's a few other characters as well, and I won't go deep into all these characters, but what I will say is that I really liked all these other characters as well. Like, I mean, while Koichi was the main protagonist, we definitely got like a good bit into like some of these other characters as well, kind of their roles in this whole plot, and I thought they were all great characters. They were all very engaging, and I thought all the supporting cast did great performances in their respective roles. So I thought the characters here were excellent, really made for such an engaging human drama story. And of course then we have our title character himself, Godzilla. And I've got to say, I loved this film's portrayal of Godzilla. This was a very different version of him from the MonsterVerse movies, because obviously in those films, he's definitely more of an anti-hero. Like, he's fighting like all the evil kaijus and stuff, but in this film, Godzilla is a literal monster. Like, he is the main villain of the movie. And it was such a different portrayal of him, and it was honestly great to see. And yeah, Godzilla was such a threatening monster in this film. Um, like, god damn, he was so scary in this film. Um, and what's interesting, he wasn't actually on screen for too much of it. Like, good portions of the movie are without him, but whenever he was on screen, he just absolutely stole the show. Um, yeah, this movie's portrayal of Godzilla was excellent. It was just it was such a different portrayal from what I'm used to, but oh, it was amazing to watch. Uh, but yeah, I loved the characters in this film, and while Godzilla wasn't in it for too much, the movie more than made up for it with with such it was with the human drama in the film was just so engaging. Uh, the plot of the film. Now the plot of this movie is, it's set during post-war Japan when, Godzilla invades, and they're kind of, it's like kind of how they're like how they try to stop Godzilla and everything. It is a great plot. Definitely brings you back to the classic Godzilla. Um, and like, it was just such a great plot. It was such a great human drama story. Um, and like the film didn't just heavily focus on Godzilla. The film heavily goes deep into like a lot of what Japan did during World War II and everything. Like, about how about the about it goes deep into the kamikaze and stuff. And oh my god, it was so engaging to watch. It just really fit in with with a Godzilla movie. It just fit in so well, honestly. It made for such an engaging plot. Um and so yeah, I think the plot of this film was brilliant. And for the narrative structure now, read the film mainly because the film mainly focuses on Koichi and him leading through the movie and everything. And like that was kind of the main plot of it. It was focusing on Koichi and everything going on with him and stuff. Like the film didn't really have like too many subplots, but like it has like a linear narrative, but like well, mainly focused on Koichi. It was kind of showing a bit of how like they were going to handle Godzilla and everything, and I gotta say it all just fit in together very well. It fit in brilliantly, honestly. So yeah, I think the narrative structure here was brilliant. Like, just like despite I mean, the film did have its one main narrative, but it did like such a brilliant job with it, and the way they kind of brought everything together to make it into a Godzilla movie was just it was amazing. So overall, Godzilla minus one, it was just an absolutely outstanding movie. It has a brilliant plot. Like the way it is focused on everything while still making a Godzilla movie was just brilliant. It had great characters, great performances. Like the effects for Godzilla were outstanding. There was a great soundtrack, great cinematography, editing, pacing. Overall, this is just an absolute masterpiece of a film, and I honestly think it may just be my new favorite movie of the year. Like, the only real issues weren't didn't even have to do with the film. They were what happened at the cinema. And to be honest, they weren't really issues because I wasn't too bothered. I found the whole thing funny, honestly. So it is such a great thing that it just did not ruin the experience. I just had absolutely out. I had an outstanding time watching this film, and this film is without a doubt a must watch, especially if you love Godzilla and you want if you want a film that focuses on on war in Japan and stuff. This is just one that you have to see. This is a must watch film. It is just absolutely phenomenal. So with that, I am going to give Godzilla minus one a very well deserved 10 out of 10. So with that, I'll see you guys next time, and bye.